Well, hello there, Cozy Club, and welcome on back in. Hope you guys are having a terrific day. We've got another DSA video for you guys today. We're going to be talking about a discussion that I think needs to be talked about, and it's already well aware of, but I just wanted to make a video about it to highlight some of my concerns and thoughts about it. We're going to be talking resources in Disney Sorcerer's Arena, or rather, the lack thereof. Today, we're going to be talking about gold and ruins and some of the resources that are very vital to even level up and play the game, and where I think we're just missing the mark of some of the older resources, but more specifically, even the newer ones, kind of holding both new and veteran players back both alike. We have a lot to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. However, we've got the question of the day before we start the video. You let me know, which resource are you desperate to have more of? And rather than just saying the resource, where do you think they should add that resource to? Want to hear from you guys down in the comments? Let's begin. DSA family, there is a shortage right now, and on what, you might be asking? Everything. Well, yes, everything, but I want to be more concentrated on this video, and I've got a bigger video coming out later this week or at the beginning of next week talking about the key and essential ability upgrades for all of the characters in the game. A big one sheet, kind of like our Sorcerer Stone guide that we just released, where you guys know exactly how high to bring up an ability to. However, that brings up a great point, and that is the lack of ability upgrades available within the game and overall resources. So obviously, we're going to be talking about Beta, Delta, and Gamma ruins, where I think they could go ahead and increase the numbers, and altogether, like, why not, and why I think it's going to be benefiting both new, older players, as well as Glue themselves. And then we're going to be talking about gold, level up potions, and all of that jazz. So let's go ahead and start out with ability ruins. My friends, this has been this way since the beginning of the game. Betas were so hard to come by. We thought it would be easier. Maybe it is a little bit, but not that much, because of course, even if it's easier to get, we've gotten a lot more characters released, and so there's that many more betas overall that we're going to need for essential abilities. Now, we've got the brand new Delta runes that I know everyone's super jazzed about. We have Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Gold to upgrade all of the different abilities in the game. And whereas it's a little different for everybody, I think some people are kind of heavy on the Alpha, some on the Betas, and some people have a lot of Gammas, just depending where you're at. However, the biggest concern I have here is just the sheer number of abilities. I think at this point in the game, life cycle, we definitely need to up the numbers on the green, blue, and pink runes. I think they're just way too important, and they're not really holding you back from much. In fact, the only thing they're holding you back from is being able to play the game even a little bit more and get the most out of your characters, where there's already so many other paywalls. I think this one should definitely open up. Now, let's first kind of focus on the casual player, or the newer player, or even free to play. You've got a lot of different character options to level up, and there's a lot of different choices. But in addition to who you're going to put your gold and your level potions into, you got to make sure what abilities are you going to upgrade. And with so many different characters, and honestly, the need of these characters within the raids and then in different game modes that are coming out, we've got to have more options here. And I think the best way to do this is amp the number up by 1 billion within the challenges, approximately 1 billion. I see this as a win-win. If they put the Gammas, Betas, and Alpha ruins into different game modes like Club Conquest or raids even, people are going to keep on playing those like a lot. And then at the end of the day, it's kind of up to you if you want to put in the extra time to get the level ability ruins. So that is one way to do it. The other ways I think they could add it in is definitely the tower rewards. I mean, just if you go and look at the Gargoyle Tower, I mean, the rewards here are not great. I mean, like, at all. You got to get your whole club in. Everyone's got to be doing their full tower. You can't auto it. I think overall, when like the game came out and launched, these kind of tower rewards and the Triton and Rapunzel weren't that bad, but now they're just, guys, they're nothing. I mean, you're getting marginal gear, marginal gold, and I think they could just really zest these up. Take what you've done with the leaderboards, which is amazing with the rewards, but put it in playable content like the towers. Now, if you're talking about free to play, that's going to be kind of fixing a lot of those issues. Now, looking at more of the top end in the Delta ruins, we just need a dang way to farm these bad boys. Right now, there is no way to get these, not even if you wanted to buy them. There's a couple packs here and there in the leaderboard challenges, and all of this is just money, right? we've got to introduce some way to get these deltas, and they're so marginal at that. Let me bring you guys to the game screen and just kind of talk about it. Right now, every character in the game is going to need Delta Runes to upgrade their abilities at Gear 9. Now, over time, you're going to have more Gear 9s than you do Gear 9 upgrades, and that's why right now a lot of people are favoriting like characters that just give good stat increases, whereas you have so many different upgrades that require Delta Runes. It's going to be a long time if it's in this current structure to upgrade any of these abilities. Moana needs 25 here, 25 here. Actually, not that bad for most characters. 35 there and 45 there. Right now, you'd have to use pretty much every single Delta that has come out to max that out. But if you go to kind of newer characters, let's go to Xanatos. He has 25 as well. Some, and that's the other thing, some have 25 for their upgrades, whereas I know others have like 45 that they need to upgrade their abilities. And it doesn't seem to be going back and forth with if they're newer or older characters. The last like 10 I've clicked on happen to be 25. So for like a good example, I know Genie's basic requires 45 deltas. So you have Moana 25, Genie 45. Moana arguably does more damage, but Genie costs more. So I definitely think they need to kind of like even it all out and then give us a way to get them, because at this current rate, there's just no way to get these abilities, and they're not game-changing enough to lock them big time. Like, I know in other games, there's been some huge ability upgrades that are like drastic measures, kind of like Shere Khan's ability if you were to pick one. However, right now, the Delta abilities are mostly damage upgrades or small increases, whereas giving more Deltas isn't going to shift a lot or change people's playing habits or anything like that. Overall, concerning the ability upgrades, I think, you know, put Delta in more kind of in-game content. Have it be in a first-place club conquest. Throw out 5 in there. That's not going to be that much. It would take 5 conquests, like 5, you know, a whole month almost to even get enough for a basic upgrade, or put them as a raid reward. I think there's different places that you can put these deltas. Certainly, I'm hoping they go into the new game mode club expeditions or a new PvP mode, or just if you hit a high PvP tier, reward 5 deltas. 5 deltas is absolutely nothing, and it'd be nice to slowly acquire these over time, both for new players that when they work their way up to a Gear 9, they'll actually have what you can do and upgrade those characters at Gear 9, or for the ones that already have Gear 9s, let them be able to kind of open up their roster, get bigger raid runs, and everything like that. You see, I see this as a win-win. You'll have glue that are going to have more people that want to get Gear 9s and play more and spin more, whatever, all that jam. But then you also have a realistic way to get the runes themselves. Personally, I don't think any ability upgrade should be locked away too long. Now, like a raid like Zeus or like the specific raid gear, I think should be locked away because that's more for game modes and, you know, keeping the integrity there. However, I think things like the Delta runes, which every character needs, it's got to get addressed, or else the Lotzos and the Aladdins out there, I can promise you, outside of the one-offs, are never going to get this upgraded. I'll have Aladdin sitting there for forever, like a decade or more. Now, I know it seems like I went on a little bit of a tangent, which I did, but let's go ahead and talk about a couple other resources. Obviously, I think you can fix the same issue. Gold is starting to come by a little bit more in these milestones. Summoner Showdown, again, we've made a video on that. The rewards are great there. I think gold's getting better. I definitely think it can still increase those amounts. And then when you're looking at some other upgrades, like some more store-specific upgrades, like let's go to like the Tournament Exchange, right? You're going to find level up potions, but 2,500 potions for more than a character is so marginal. It just increase these numbers just a little bit. I don't think that's a huge problem. Heck, throw betas, alphas, and gammas in here and whop those numbers up as well. I think overall that's going to help everybody in the community, and level up potions and gold is really what's probably lacking the most. Outside of that, I think it's been pretty consistent. We've got double raids going, meaning double gear, and honestly, I'm seeing a lot of people have enough gear to get the jobs done. Outside of the early gear levels. Personally, I think we need like a true in-game. And so what I think we can do for that is if they did this new club expedition, make it just like the Towers of Endurance. See how far you can stretch your roster going in like ever non-ending caves or caverns full of characters or whatever it might be. And then yes, have different treasures pop up, RNG with Delta Gold, and you kind of reward the player for playing And then at the same time, they're also going to be able to get more, the bigger the roster is. So again, 2 birds with 1 stone, glue wins, and the player base wins as well. Mainly, Cozy Club, the main reason I made this video is I want to hear from you guys. What are you kind of lacking on, and where else do you think they can put these resources? I really want to back up that they go into game modes. That's going to get more people playing. But again, I want to hear from you guys. I definitely, feel it on my end. If it wasn't for Olay, I would be screwed. And Olay has definitely made it a bit easier for those in America. But overall, for the European players and anyone overseas, Canada, our neighbors, I think that there should be some other compensation there to help them out. So, my friends, hopefully you enjoyed today's video and a little bit of a rant. We definitely need the shortage of Delta Ruins, Alpha, Gamma, Gold, level potions, all of that jazz increased. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for stopping by. And until next time, stay cozy.